Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. Beautiful day out there.
It is a very nice day out there, still very dry. And later this hour, we're going to be talking about the drought situation in southern Wisconsin with a professor from the UW Department of Agronomy.
And Harvey Briggs, along with an electric Jeep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing
Jeep
that.
You got to plug in. Yeah. It's got an engine, a regular engine too, but we'll get to that. But first, let's take a look at what's making news on this Wednesday. Is hope on the horizon in Rockton? Things are looking better on day 3 of a chemical plant fire there. We're live with the latest on health risks.
President Biden meets with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Switzerland. We'll have the highlights from Geneva.
And a local DNR agent gets special recognition in Madison today, months after his death. His good friend shares what this means to him. Let's take a look outside. As we mentioned, getting a little dry out there, but hopefully some rain on the way, but it could come at a cost. Gary Canalti is here with a look at your first warn forecast. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Mark. Well, we're going to have to keep a close eye on the situation for tomorrow night because there's the potential for some severe weather. In fact, we have an alert day in the forecast for potential for strong to severe thunderstorms, mainly either very late tomorrow afternoon or more likely tomorrow night. Some of those thunderstorms could have high winds, hail, and heavy rain. The rain would be nice, but the severe weather certainly would not. Visible cloud track, lots of sunshine today. Some showers and thunderstorms starting to build up across western Minnesota. Some of the clouds will reach us late tonight, but right now I'm thinking we're probably going to stay dry. That first batch of showers and storms will stay out to the west of us. But again, the severe weather potential is there, especially tomorrow afternoon, late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. Slight risk of severe thunderstorms now over most of southern Wisconsin with a marginal risk of isolated strong to severe thunderstorms. Future track precipitation, it's actually in the process of being updated right now, but it was showing about 1 to 2 inches of rain south and west of Madison with lesser amounts to the north and east. That would be good news. High temperatures today, 80 degrees in Madison so far, low 80s out to the west. Current temperatures are just below that, 79 right now in Madison. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will drop to around 58. Look for a high temperature tomorrow of 91 degrees with partly sunny skies. And again, just a slight chance for a late afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Now, as we take a look at first warn traffic, we've got some issues out there today. Let's start out by taking a look at I-3990. Looks like there was an accident that had closed the southbound portion of I-3990 between Highway US 51 and County Highway N. It looks like that may have just opened up, but there are big traffic delays in the southbound direction in that area. Here in Madison, there's a problem on Northport Drive with 2 lanes being blocked there, causing some delays there. Beltline's starting to build up in traffic volume. As far as the main highways, once you get past the problems on I-3990, south of there, things are okay. And north of Madison, not seeing any problems on the interstates, most traffic moving at the posted speed limits. That's your news 3 now, first warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. For the 3rd day in a row, fire crews are still battling the fire that's been burning at the Chemtool facility in Rockton, Illinois. As of 2 hours ago, the Winnebago County Public Health Department lifted the mask order for anyone within a 3-mile radius of the facility.
Our Jamie Perez continues our coverage of this. She joins us now with updates on how this is impacting the air and water quality. Jamie?
Couple of hours ago at a press conference, they said that they're still monitoring and keeping track of any of the toxins, debris, and particulate matter stuff that's ending up in the air and perhaps the waterways as well. But they said that the amount that's being released from that right now is at a stable level and it's not increasing. So that's exactly why they removed that mask mandate just a couple of hours ago. They said that all levels of organic compounds and carbon monoxide are still below federal standards at this point. Winnebago County's Public Health Administrator Sandra Martell said what they're still not certain about, though, is what is in that particulate matter that's ending up on the ground.
The debris, the dust, the ash that has fallen. And we are particularly concerned about returning individuals into that evacuation zone until we have a more thorough understanding of the composition so we can help prepare homeowners for their return.
They're asking for everyone's patience at this time as they do all of that. Homeowners may be frustrated with this, but the readings that they will take will impact you if you can mow your lawns, wash your lawns, power wash your homes and sidewalks, etc. They do not have a timeline on when they will finish this, but as always, we will keep you updated as to when that information comes available to us.
Jamie, thank you. Both President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin agreed the relationship is at a low point as they went into today's summit in Switzerland.
After less than 4 hours of discussions, the two sides signaled the door is open to find common ground on a range of issues, including cybersecurity.
Natalie Brand is at the White House with more on what could be the most consequential meeting of Mr. Biden's presidency.
The historic summit between President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin began with a handshake, then ended with planned separate news conferences, starting with Putin, who called the talks constructive.
I think that both of these sides showed a willingness to understand one another.
President Biden described the tone as positive.
It's clearly not in anybody's interest, your country's or mine, for us to be in a situation where we're in a new Cold War.
Inside an 18th century villa in Geneva, the two leaders sat down with their top diplomats, followed by expanded talks with additional aides. Afterwards, both sides agreed to return their ambassadors to their posts in each other's countries in the future and to restart dialogue on nuclear arms and weapon systems. Heading into this summit, the White House tempered expectations, but said the goal was to talk about areas of possible cooperation and also clearly lay out the red lines. Issue number one, a series of cyber attacks on U.S. entities blamed on Russian actors.
I talked about the proposition that certain critical infrastructure should be off limits to attack, period.
Also human rights, including the imprisonment of Putin's political opponent, Alexei Navalny.
What do you say would happen if opposition leader Alexei Navalny dies?
I made it clear to him that I believe the consequences of that would be devastating for Russia.
The summit was slightly shorter than expected. President Biden says the test of whether it was a success will be revealed in the coming months. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
President Biden also said he brought up the imprisonment of Americans Paul Whelan and Trevor Reed in Russia during today's summit and added he will not walk away from that issue. When asked about the possibility of a so-called exchange of prisoners, Mr. Putin said both sides might be able to find compromise.
Well, here's some encouraging numbers about the number of COVID cases in the state. The 7-day average of positive cases in Wisconsin is 90. The last time that happened was March of 2020. Meanwhile, almost 6,000 people have received a vaccine in the past 24 hours. Conversations continue over how to get vaccines to vulnerable communities. Today, U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy spoke with local leaders about vaccine equity. One of the local leaders who spoke was Michael Johnson, the CEO of Dane County's Boys and Girls Club. He talked about reaching out to marginalized communities.
Our county is less than 25% people of color, and yet 45% of those that were tested in our clubs were people that look just like me. The Boys and Girls Club also distributed 1.8 million face masks as well as 500,000 bottles of hand sanitizer.
An apartment fire on Madison's west side displaced 2 families last night after a fire broke out in one of their units. Madison fire officials responded to the 7900 block of Tree Lane around 10:15 last night for a water flow alarm. When crews arrived at the apartment complex, they found residents evacuating the building. Justin Kern from the Red Cross, who is helping the families, says the families need more than just shelter.
Anytime there's children involved, we make sure that we're offering our mental health resources. We have certified mental health volunteers who are able to kind of help families process themselves, but also talk with young ones about what's going on.
Damage to the 2 impacted apartments is estimated at $25,000, and the cause of the fire is under investigation. And Madison firefighters saved 2 University Avenue businesses from burning down overnight after employees spotted smoke and flames coming from a neighboring restaurant. Flames were coming through the roof of the buildings that housed Qdoba when the firefighters arrived. Crews did make a search to make sure that no one was inside. The fire was quickly knocked down, but the extent of the damage remains unclear.
Israel launched airstrikes on the Gaza Strip today. They're the first bombing since last month. Major conflict ended in a ceasefire. CBS's Ian Lee reports from London.
Explosions lit up the skies in Gaza overnight, the first flare-up between Israelis and Palestinians in several weeks. Israel's military says it's payback. Palestinian militants released balloons with explosives across the border, setting fire to dry fields in Israel. Wednesday's strikes are the first test for Israel's new Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, who ousted Benjamin Netanyahu from power just days ago. Palestinians accuse Israel of escalating tensions in Jerusalem, with Tuesday's controversial March of Jewish Nationalists celebrating Israel's capture of the Holy City in 1967.
This march is beyond provocation. It's a dictation of occupation.
But far-right Israelis insist Jerusalem belongs to them. Some chanted death to Arabs.
You know, we're a free nation. This is exactly why the Jewish people came here to establish their own national state.
A similar event last month helped trigger 11 days of military conflict between Israel and Gaza militants that killed 253 people. Tensions in the region remain high, still smoldering as the ceasefire struggles to hold. Ian Lee, CBS News.
No casualties were reported on either side from today's Israeli airstrikes. The National Pulse Memorial at the site of the Pulse nightclub in Orlando is one step closer to reality. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has taken the formal step of sending a bill to President Biden that designates the site as the deadliest attack on the LGBTQ community in American history as a national memorial. That's where a gunman killed 49 people and wounded 53 others 5 years ago. Congress finished the bill last week. Pelosi took the routine step of formally signing it at a ceremony where she said lawmakers must finally approve stronger background check requirements and other gun curbs.
A new rain garden in Madison is being dedicated to a local man who made it his priority to educate those about the benefits of rain gardens. Roger Bannerman worked for the DNR for 40 years. During his career, he worked to inform people about urban stormwater practices, including street cleaning and wet detention ponds. This past October, Roger passed away. Now the City of Madison Engineering Division is dedicating a new rain garden to Roger. Roger's old friend, Phil Gabler, was excited to see the garden.
Everyone riding by here will see this sign and see this rain garden and hopefully see that this native planting can be beautiful and functional. I'm excited that it's here.
The Roger Bannerman Rain Garden is located at the corner of Fox Avenue and Sheldon Street, right next to the Southwest commuter path.
That rain garden could use some rain.
That's all we need now is some rain.
And still to come at 4, we don't need to tell you it's dry out there. In fact, much of the state is experiencing drought conditions.
We'll find out just how dry it is and what's at stake for Wisconsin's farmers. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Get more enjoyment out of your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, receive 25% off sunrooms. This offer won't last long. Call today. Patio enclosures.
I don't just play someone brainy on TV. I'm an actual neuroscientist, and I love the science behind Nariva Plus. Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva Plus fuels 6 key indicators of brain performance. More brain performance, yes please. Nariva, think bigger.
Why O-Cedar? Because when I get home, we like to play crocodile on the floor. O-Cedar Easy Ring removes over 99% of bacteria, even with just water. Easy and truly clean floors. O-Cedar, it feels great to feel at home.
When the feet that don't take a break need a break. That's a job for O'Keeffe's for Healthy Feet. It's America's #1 selling foot cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet. Also available in O'Keeffe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands.
Our new scented oils give you our best smelling scents, now crafted with more natural ingredients and infused with essential oils that are 100% natural. Give us one plug and connect to nature.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it everywhere. Taking Trailblazer outdoors, confidently taking on new places with Equinox, and taking on more with Silverado. Whatever you do, there's a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. Find your perfect Chevy and get 0% financing for 72 months on select popular Chevy SUVs. Or get a $3,000 cash allowance on all 2021 Silverado Crew Cab pickups.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx. 4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Get more enjoyment out of your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, receive 25% off sunrooms. This offer won't last long. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Welcome back. Millions of investors have jumped into the cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, and scam artists are trying to capitalize on all the buzz.
One man told CBS News he lost $384,000. He bought an app that he thought was related to the website that he uses to trade stocks, but the app was a fake, and all of the money he put into it vanished. He may have lost this time, but Brandon Larson isn't giving up.
You have to be super careful who you trust. There's still a tremendous opportunity to make money in crypto, and I'm still going to take advantage of that.
He reported his massive loss to authorities, but because crypto crimes are often untraceable, he doesn't expect to see that money ever again.
Well, there are signs the Federal Reserve may act sooner than previously planned to change policies that might raise the short-term low interest rates. Those policies have helped fuel a swift rebound from the pandemic and the recession, but also coincides with rising inflation. And that news sent stocks lower. The Dow Industrials fell 265 points, closing at 34,033. The Nasdaq dropped 33. The S&P 500 gave up 22. A sweltering heat wave is shattering temperature records across the west and southwest. A dome of high pressure is hovering over the region, pushing temperatures into triple digits, raising the risk of wildfires and power outages.
Dina Demetrius has the latest from Santa Monica, California.
Nearly 50 million Americans are under either a heat advisory or an excessive heat warning.
I got a bunch of wet rags in my freezer, you know what I mean, when I go out, put them on my head.
Coming into like the AC, it's such a relief. A dome of high pressure is hovering over the southern western U.S. along with Utah, Montana, and Wyoming. Billings, Montana, and Salt Lake City recorded their highest temperatures ever on Tuesday.
Hot, really hot.
Insanely hot today. Palm Springs shattered a 60-year record with a high of 120 degrees. Dozens of cities in 8 states are expected to set new heat records today. The extreme heat is also straining the power grid.
At this time, we are asking Texans to reduce their electric use until further notice.
And Californians are being warned about possible blackouts. The scorching heat is complicating firefighting efforts in Montana and Utah. Heat relief stations are open in Los Angeles and Phoenix, where it's expected to hit 116 degrees today.
There were over 300 heat-related deaths last year in Maricopa County, and we don't want to see a repeat of that at all this year.
Here in Santa Monica, people are taking the heat in stride. Some are flocking to the beach for relief.
Just dealing with it, loving it, breathing it, you know, and then taking it in the sun and just wiping my brow, you know.
Others heading indoors to beat the heat.
Yeah, you can't be in the pool every single day.
The heat wave stretches as far east as St. Louis. Relief isn't expected until the weekend. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Santa Monica.
And Officials are urging people to stay inside, stay hydrated, and avoid strenuous activity.
Among today's anticipated high temperatures, 106 in Grand Junction, Colorado, and 115 in Las Vegas.
That's dry heat.
Yeah, right. Well, southern Wisconsin, as you know, is in a moderate drought, and parts of the southeast part of our state are actually in a severe drought.
There is a chance for rain in the forecast tomorrow, but will it be enough? Chris Kucharik, is that right, Chris? Is
That's right.
Professor of Agronomy at UW-Madison. We want to welcome you to Live 4. How bad is the situation here in southern Wisconsin?
What is our average rainfall in June, and where are we right now in southern Wisconsin?
Right, yeah. Well, typically during the summer months, including June, we average about, around 4 inches across, most of the southern half of
Is this just weather, or is something happening with the climate?
Well, periodic droughts, and they've happened through history, but this is one of those situations where we're worried more and more about the extremes in weather. We've just gone through the wettest decade on record, and now it's getting pretty dry. So it is part of the concerns that we have.
All right, we didn't hear your last answer, Chris. We had a technical difficulty. Can you repeat that for us?
Sure, yeah. So we are concerned, with the changing climate, that these extremes, the variability from wet to dry is something we'll be experiencing more and more, as part of that. And that presents even more challenges to folks that have to farm.
We've had some weather whiplash in Wisconsin. Wasn't 2019 the wettest year on record?
Yeah, if you go by a lot of the observation stations across the southern part of the state, 4 out of the top 7 years on annual average precipitation, the highest happened, in 2013, 2016, 2018, and 2019. So this change, that we've seen is, what people would refer to as weather whiplash.
Well, let's hope for some rain.
Yeah.
That's what we need right now. Chris, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah.
Great to see you, Chris. Thank you so much for coming out.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
There's more at 4, new hope for transplant patients.
And that hope could come because of COVID-19. We'll have that story after Gary's First Warn forecast.
It's June Dairy Month and we're feeding cows.
Well, it's one of my favorite months. We're in Cambridge at one of my favorite dairy farms with one of my favorite people, Miss Tina Hinchley. What has changed for you over the last year, Miss Dairy Farmer?
Well, there's been a lot. What has happened is absolutely amazing. First of all, not only people from Wisconsin, but people throughout the United States have supported Wisconsin dairy farms by purchasing more cheese, more butter, drinking more milk, and of course, eating more ice cream. Cooking together, eating together, and sharing special times together in the kitchen or anywhere. It's been a lot, and we really, really thank them. As dairy farmers, we love that you support us.
Well, you thank the consumers, and we thank the dairy farmers, the essential workers who every day was still doing everything to allow us to buy those things in the grocery store, because it was a true gift with all the baking and the cooking that we were doing at home. Yep. And next we're going to talk to Tina's daughter, Anna. She's got a cheese story for us.
She does.
Anna, what has it been like for you since joining the farm officially with your mom and dad?
It's been great. I always knew I wanted to work with my parents, so this is a perfect opportunity. Really like working with the cows, so everything's been going smoothly and it's been great.
Last year was also a big year for you personally. You
Yes.
had a pretty big event right here on this farm.
Yeah, last year I got married in August, and it was a beautiful day with a lot of people, and we had a cheese tower instead of a wedding cake.
Why not?
Yeah, it was a bunch of cheese wheels on top of each other, so we actually got to cut the cheese.
Cut the cheese. Pun intended. Yeah. I love it.
From Hinchley's Dairy Farm
in Cambridge,
I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
Taco night is heartburn you can plan for, but surprise pizza means heartburn you didn't expect. New Zantac 360 Degrees contains the #1 doctor-recommended medicine approved to both prevent and relieve heartburn and works in as little as 15 minutes. New Zantac 360.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
Take a look at this. An Indonesian town has found a creative way to get people vaccinated. Live chickens. Each person who gets vaccinated with their first COVID-19 jab will receive a bird. It's an attempt to fight vaccine hesitancy in people aged 45 and older. The islands of Java and Sumatra have recently seen a spike in coronavirus cases. Whatever it takes.
Works, right.
Here, have a chicken. All right, we'll get Gary's forecast coming up and alert day for tomorrow. Maybe some severe weather. Stay with us.
McGann Furniture in Baraboo reminds you to be sure to ask about delivery options when shopping for new furniture. Because every store is different. Some stores have very specific restrictions, while others charge you an arm and a leg. At McGann's, we take pride in our skilled delivery team, and in most cases, delivery is free. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
If you have risk factors like heart disease, diabetes, and raised triglycerides, Vasipa can give you something to celebrate. Vasipa, when added to your statin, is clinically proven to provide 25% lower risk from heart attack and stroke. Vasipa is clearly different. First and only FDA approved. Celebrate less risk, even for those with family history. Don't take Vasipa if you are or become allergic to icosapent ethyl or any inactive ingredient in Vasipa. Serious side effects may occur, like heart rhythm problems and bleeding. Heart rhythm problems may occur in more people with persistent cardiovascular risk or who have had them in the past. Tell your doctor if you experience an irregular heartbeat or other heart rhythm problems. Possible side effects include muscle and joint pain. Celebrate less risk. Added cardio protection. Talk to your doctor about adding protection with Vasipa.
What can I do with less asthma? With Dupixent, I can do more beginner's yoga. Namaste. Namaste. Surprise parties. Aw, you guys. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks. For free! So I can do more of the things I love. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks and can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And here's something important. Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection, and don't change or stop your asthma treatments, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Are you ready to do more with less asthma? Just ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, it's another nice day as long as you didn't need rain, which we all do. We will see some rain tomorrow night, but that could come at the expense of the potential for some severe weather. As you can see, we have an alert day in the forecast for late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. Thunderstorms that will develop in a couple of clusters and could bring the potential for some strong winds, hail, and heavy rainfall. Now, the rainfall would be good as long as we don't get more than like 2 or 3 inches, but the hail and the high winds certainly would not be welcome. Severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow shows a slight risk of severe thunderstorms over most of southern Wisconsin, away from Lake Michigan. Marginal risk across much of the rest of the state for an isolated severe thunderstorm or two. High wind probability is the highest of them. Most of southern Wisconsin sees the potential for some high wind. And then as far as hail, the threat is a little bit greater farther out to the west, across Iowa, far southwestern Wisconsin, and northwestern Illinois. Tornado probability pretty small, mainly where the storms develop first, and that will be in the afternoon and early evening, mainly to the west of us. So right now, the tornado threat pretty small. Doppler track, you can see some thunderstorms developing pretty rapidly across western Minnesota. There's a narrow tongue of moisture that runs right along I-29 that's fueling those thunderstorms. For the rest of the Midwest, very dry. The air very dry, and you don't see much in the way of clouds, even according to Future Track. But those showers and thunderstorms across Minnesota will continue to develop overnight, but then as they reach southern Wisconsin, should dissipate in the drier air. So we might be left with some clouds later on tonight into tomorrow morning, and then the sun comes back out. Temperatures get up into the lower 90s, and by late afternoon, start to see some thunderstorm development around La Crosse, and then watch as those storms develop and then move southeastward overnight into early Friday morning. And then after that, it looks like the threat for thunderstorms pretty much comes to an end, and we're left with sunshine and temperatures back to around 90 on Friday. Future track precipitation, very interesting, where those storms develop and move through, and if you get a couple of clusters move through, it's possible you could see 2 to 3 inches of rain. Areas nearby, especially over northeastern Wisconsin, may miss out on the rain altogether because they'll be in the drier air, and the storms will track more across Minnesota, Iowa, and southwestern Wisconsin into northern Illinois. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for high temperatures in the lower 90s for not only tomorrow, but for Friday as well after the thunderstorms. But the storms, again, tomorrow night could bring some heavy rainfall, and then we'll see another round of showers and thunderstorms Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. So hopefully we'll get some welcome rain. But right now the heat continues to build out to the west of us. We're right around 80, but temperatures are in the 90s across much of the Dakotas, back into Nebraska and Kansas. But notice that narrow tongue of moisture. That's up through like Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and Omaha, Nebraska. That's the area that is where the thunderstorms will develop, and hopefully that moisture will move in here for tomorrow night. So tomorrow, high of 91 degrees, partly sunny, breezy and hot. Slight chance for a late afternoon shower or thunderstorm. The better chances arrive tomorrow night. You can see this on Future Track beginning late tomorrow afternoon. The thunderstorms develop, move through mainly during the evening hours. That's midnight tomorrow night. And then you can see by Friday morning, they're pretty much gone, and we're back to hot weather. But the rainfall, where it occurs, some areas could see 2 or 3 inches of rain. Other areas much less. It just depends on where the heaviest thunderstorms track. 7 to 10 day forecast. Look for temperatures to be in the low 80s this weekend. Some thunderstorms from Sunday afternoon through Sunday night. A chance of rain Monday. And then we'll see some shower and thunderstorm chances toward the end of next week. So hopefully out of all of those chances, we should at least get some welcome rainfall. I do want to give you another first warn traffic update here. We're continuing to watch problems on I-3990 southbound between County Highway N and US 51. That area is just reopened after an accident. Some delays northbound now on 3990 approaching the US 51 interchange, but if you're heading southbound, you might want to use US 51 and kind of bypass the area before you get to the interstate. That's your news for now. First warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. New research is promising for organ transplant patients.
A Johns Hopkins study finds patients who receive a 3rd dose of a COVID-19 vaccine could boost their protection. Elise Preston has more.
Jillian Ladd received a new kidney and pancreas 3 years ago, so the double organ recipient has been especially vigilant trying to protect herself in the pandemic.
I'm already compromised, and I've already been navigating the world in a much more cautious way.
Transplant patients take medications to suppress their immune systems to prevent rejection, which can impact their responses to vaccines. Jillian got 2 doses of the COVID vaccine when she could. Then came disappointment.
I had not mounted any measurable antibodies.
She took part in a study at Johns Hopkins Medicine, tracking 30 transplant patients receiving a 3rd dose of the vaccine. 1/3 who had negative antibody levels after 2 doses had an increase after the 3rd dose. All patients who had low levels of antibodies increased their immune response after the booster.
The real impact of our somewhat preliminary findings is a glimmer of hope that we will be able to achieve an immune response in immunosuppressed people.
Dr. Dori Segev led the study. His previous research shows half of transplant patients don't show any antibody response after 2 doses of the vaccine, and the half that do have lower levels than people with normal immune systems.
I'm quite confident that we will figure out for transplant patients how to give them protection. This is not the time right now to be celebrating the freedoms that come with the vaccine yet.
Jillian is now positive for antibodies.
The parents of my donor decided so graciously to give me a second chance at life. So nothing was going to stop me from getting the vaccine.
And she's hopeful for the future. Elise Preston, CBS News.
Here we go.
Interesting. Researchers say there are risks with getting a 3rd shot.
It hasn't been carefully studied, so it's something they're keeping a very close eye on. It story changes all the time, doesn't it? Well, coming up on Live at 4, a man and his glider had an unfortunate run-in with a tornado-like object.
And then coming up next hour at 5, 2020 had some of the lowest flu rates in history. But now that the masks are off, what will 2021 look like? Our Christina Laurie will tell us tonight at 5.
The best of the best store-wide sale of the summer is on now at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 50% off in-stock furniture doorbusters. Then you choose between our 2 best bonus deals of the entire year. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Has your home's roof seen better days? Does it have some storm damage? If it's time for a replacement, don't settle for less than the best roof and the best deal. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team has earned GAF's exclusive Master Elite status, achieved by only 3% of the contractors in the U.S. That's your assurance that you're dealing with a dependable, professional contractor, and we take very good care of our customers.
The whole process was amazingly simple and easy. My wife, which is important to keep happy, my wife was happy with the whole process. It was very easy, seamless, and it was just a no-brainer to have it all done.
And your new GAF roof will have a 50-year warranty. It's the last roof you'll ever buy. Order now and save 75% on installation labor, free financing for a year, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
With less moderate to severe eczema, why hide your skin? If you can help heal your skin from within. With Dupixent, adults saw long-lasting, clearer skin and significantly less itch. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. Talk to your doctor about Dupixent.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
The best of the best mattress sale of the summer is on now at Ashley Home Store. In-stock doorbusters are up to 60% off while they last. And now introducing purple mattresses for less than $20 a month. Plus the guaranteed best Tempur-Pedic deal in all of Wisconsin. Only at Ashley Home Store.
A glider pilot found himself up close and personal with a weather phenomenon, but it wasn't a severe storm. CNN's Jeannie Mose.
Are we going to have it?
No? You want us to re-intro it, or what would you like to do?
Yes.
All right, let's try it again. Take 2. A glider pilot found himself up close and personal with a weather phenomenon, but luckily, this twister wasn't a severe storm.
CNN's Jeannie Mose puts her spin on the story.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Actually, it was shot from a plane.
It's a twister. It's a twister.
It is in the twister family. It's called a land spout, a sort of weak tornado that originates near the ground. David Evans, a pilot of 30 years, was flying his motorized glider in the skies between the Oklahoma towns of Minco and Tuttle when he glided right into the sudden formation of a landspout. Evans told the Washington Post he didn't feel any turbulence and that it was not that threatening. His wife posted the video describing herself as a part-time stewardess and writing, "Ugh, I'm not getting in that little bitty plane, that's all him." Evans said he was hitching a ride on a thermal updraft where he had seen hawks riding when the funnel appeared. In addition to comments like, "Wow," and "This is wicked," someone posted, "That can't possibly be real. I didn't see a single damn shark." That would be a reference to Sharknado. Evans didn't have to deal with spinning sharks or tumbling houses. After all, this wasn't Oz, it was Oklahoma, and Evans was just hunting for a nice thermal updraft to glide on, not some wicked witch. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Anytime you can work Sharknado into a show.
I was just going to say that.
Gold.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to hit the road or maybe off the road.
When we come back, we'll go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in a plug-in hybrid Jeep Wrangler. Oh, I love that color, too. Harvey will join us when Live at 4 continues.
Lover, this last year with no live music has left a true void for fans, for musicians, and venues, just like Funk's Pub right here in Fitchburg. We've done a lot of segments lately on the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, and now there's a new extension of that program, the Crescendo on Wisconsin campaign. Tell us about that, Roy.
Well, it's been a tough year for all Wisconsinites, but specifically the music industry. You know, a year ago, this entire industry shut down, and many of my friends, their revenue went to zero. This fund is designed to help musicians and people in the entertainment business, stagehands, artists, promoters, whoever needs a hand with their energy bills or their rents. They can call the number or click on the link and get help.
So as an artist, how important is it that there's people out there watching out and that have your back as far as the COW campaign?
It's super important. The work that Crescendo in Wisconsin is doing is it's allowing us the opportunity to, I guess, be more selective about what opportunities we take advantage of. We are getting gig offers, but some of them are not necessarily the best or safest opportunities for us, and we don't feel as compelled to have to take those opportunities to keep food on the table or to keep the lights on. So I think what they're doing is really important.
From Funk's Pub in Fitchburg, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
A great night's sleep starts with a new mattress from Steinhoffels. Shop the new Tempur-Breeze. With next-generation cooling technology, you'll sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. Get a Tempur-Pedic Queen Breeze mattress for only $67 per month with Steinhoffels 60-month special financing. With free delivery and Steinhoffels 120-night sleep guarantee, you can't make a mistake. Only at Steinhoffels and Steinhoffels.com.
Well, in First Warrant Traffic, we continue to watch issues on the southbound side of I-3990 between US 51 and County Highway N. That area has just reopened after a traffic accident near US 51, but big delays southbound. Northbound, just seeing some minor delays approaching US 51, but if you're planning on leaving Madison because of the delays, you might want to just take US 51 through Stoughton or down through Janesville before you get back to I-3990. In the Madison area, also a problem on Northport Drive, southbound, 2 lanes blocked at Sherman Avenue because of a traffic accident. Down to the south, we're seeing pretty much normal traffic on I-3990, I-94 east toward Milwaukee and north of Madison. Not seeing any delays on the major interstates, including I-39, 90, 94 to the north and west, and US 151 through Beaver Dam. As far as travel times are concerned, on the Beltline, just slightly elevated times, about 18 to 19 minutes either direction on the Beltline between University and the interstate. But there's that big delay southbound on I-3990 from the Beltline to Janesville. Will take you about an hour. Otherwise, the road's in pretty good shape. That's your news for now. First Warrant Traffic.
An hour. Wow. Okay. Thank you, Gary. Ford's revived Bronco SUV is rolling off the assembly line at a Wayne, Michigan manufacturing facility and toward dealerships across the country. This is the same line that put the original Ford Broncos together back in 1965. Broncos continued through 5 generations and ended production on June 12, 1996. Ford produced more than 1 million Broncos. Ford is now reviving the Bronco brand name, taking aim at Jeep's big off-road sales.
Speaking of which, the Jeep Wrangler can trace its roots back to World War II, which gives it sort of an old world charm.
But forget the past. You can now buy a Jeep Wrangler that you plug in. Yep, it's called the 4xe, and it's a plug-in hybrid. Jeep is dragging the Wrangler into the new age. Let's check out this electrifying Wrangler as we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs.
All right, let's go. There we go. That's it. We're on. We're on.
Hold on. An electric Jeep? It's the Wrangler 4xe. Not all electric, not all gas, but certainly all red. Fire engine red. Gas goes in there.
Gas goes in here. Electrons go in here. You just open that up, pull that off, plug in right there. It comes with a cord, so I could plug in there and plug it into a standard 110 outlet at my house, and it'll recharge that battery overnight. So you can do 22 miles every day on a standard electric outlet charge.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
For something like this.
Exactly. For a Jeep. You don't expect it. Actually, it was funny. I wanted to put some more juice in it last night, so I went over to a charging station, and someone commented, I've never seen a Jeep plugged in before. And they haven't. This is it. This is brand new.
22 miles on a charge may not sound like much, but for riding around town or silently driving on a trail with no engine noise at all, it's plenty. And forget range anxiety with an all-electric vehicle. Here, if you run out of electricity,
then all you do is hit a button down here and go into hybrid mode, and it'll drive like a traditional hybrid, and the gas engine will come on when you need it. I've had it for a week. I've been driving it around town. The gas gauge is still on full, and I have 10 miles of all-electric range left here.
But like anything in life, there are some drawbacks. The gas-only engine gets about 20 miles a gallon, and the plug-in option is an extra $8,000 over a base unlimited Sierra. However, it does qualify for the government's $7,500 tax incentive. Our tester, including a $2,500 hardtop, is $56,000 and change. But you know what? That hardtop comes off completely. But, so you can take this whole roof off.
Yeah, this whole thing comes off. It comes with this handy-dandy tool kit here. So you can remove all the nuts and bolts. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's about a half-hour process or more, and you need 2 people.
Or you can just pop off the Freedom Top.
It's really just 4 little levers, and you just pop it up, take it off, and you can go ahead and throw it in the trunk back here. And then you can even unbolt the windshield and fold that down as well. So you could have a full open air experience in this Jeep, just like the old days.
Just like a Jeep.
Exactly.
The whole Jeep experience
Is 100% a Jeep in terms of driving experience. And actually, it might even be a little smoother than a traditional Jeep because the added weight actually helps it be a little less bouncy.
The Sahara is not a true off-roader. For that, you need the Rubicon edition. So which one's right for you?
I tell people, I said, are you going to off-road your Jeep? And almost everyone says yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then I say, are you really going to off-road your Jeep? And they say no. And I said, then buy this one, okay? Because this is the one that's going to be most comfortable on the street.
Now we've seen everything.
Now we've seen everything. Harvey is here now. If we could zoom out, Dennis, so we can see Harvey. There you go.
Back in the studio.
Hi, welcome back.
Great to be back.
It's a good-looking vehicle.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's got all the great Jeep icon design in it. You've got that 7-bar grille. You've got the round headlights. You've got that nice squared-off roof line. And it is and does exactly what you want a Jeep to do.
And driving around town, you didn't use a drop of gas?
Hardly, yeah. I had the vehicle all week. I think I used 2 gallons of gas in the entire week that I had it, just running it in plug-in mode. Now, I didn't get on the highway with it. I didn't take any road trips. But if you're just driving around town, you can use a vehicle like that, a plug-in hybrid, and use very little gas.
At this stage of the game, that's probably the best combination.
Yeah, right now, especially while the electric infrastructure is being built out, it's really hard to own an all-electric vehicle and travel far distances. But this gives you that ability to run on electric around town and then fill up the tank with gas and drive to Minneapolis.
And you made a good point. When you go off-road and go on a trail, you're not harming the environment.
Right. You've got nice, quiet, you can hear all the wildlife around you, all that stuff. It's a very interesting proposition.
Is it worth the extra money, do you think?
You know, when you get that incentive on it, it's not a lot of extra money. So as long as they can qualify for that federal tax credit, it's a really good option.
And a lot of fun, too.
Yeah.
Great color. Love that firecracker red.
Good to have you back on the couch.
Yeah,
happy to be back. Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time. Go to ridesanddrives.com for more on all this. And we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. Habish, and Rotier, we fight for what's right.
Advanced non-small cell lung cancer can change everything, but your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Opdivo plus Yervoy is the only FDA-approved combination of 2 immunotherapies. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more lively evenings, more quiet mornings, more inspired views, more creative ideas, more family time, more couple time. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance for more sparks, a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about chemo-free Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all involved in our clinical trials.
A local breeder's caught selling sick puppies, yet he's still in business. Chris Stanford gets answers from state officials.
Why do they still have a license to sell dogs?
Learn 3 telltale signs of breeding deception. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canulti here. If your TV or internet goes out during severe weather, the Midland Weather Radio can be the extra measure of safety you and your family need. Pick up the Midland Weather Radio, available now at area Hy-Vee grocery stores.
Oh, it's us? I thought we were doing the weather at this point. Coming up tomorrow, here on Live at 4, the Wisconsin Historical Society highlights... Oh, no, let's do the weather instead.
All right, I'll step in here. Temperatures right now pretty nice. 79 in Madison, low 80s out to the west of us, but rain is on the way for tomorrow night. There could be some areas of heavy rain of 1 to 2 inches or more, but some areas may pick up a lot less than that. There also is the potential for some severe weather. Look for a low tonight of 58, high tomorrow of 91, and then you can see temperatures stay warm through Friday and a little cooler for the weekend.
All right, Gary, thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
Now, tomorrow here on Live at 4, the Wisconsin Historical Society highlights several influential members of the state's LGBTQ community.
And we're keeping an eye to the sky as possible severe storms may be moving through. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Living longer is possible and proven with Kisqali when taken with a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor in premenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
Has your home's roof seen better days? Does it have some storm damage? If it's time for a replacement, don't settle for less than the best roof and the best deal. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team has earned GAF's exclusive Master Elite status, achieved by only 3% of the contractors in the U.S. That's your assurance that you're dealing with a dependable, professional contractor, and we take very good care of our customers.
The whole process was amazingly simple and easy. My wife, which is important to keep happy, my wife was happy with the whole process. It was very easy, seamless, and it was just a no-brainer to have it all done.
And your new GAF roof will have a 50-year warranty. It's the last roof you'll ever buy. Order now and save 75% on installation labor, free financing for a year, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
Well, the Neon District of Norfolk, Virginia is known for its eye-catching artwork, murals, and art installations.
And as we see in today's Final Touch, it's even more colorful this month with bags of yarn by her side. Tanya Rich dives into her favorite hobby, crocheting. And this day, she's taken her creativity to the streets, affixing these colorful yarn bomb wraps to light poles in the Neon District. These wraps come with a message of love and display the bright colors of the pride flag for those in the LGBTQ community. Each stitch adding a little bit of color